I am the Lord's servant. Okay, we're going to break that down. First, I want us to consider that first word, I. Seems like a simple little word, single letter. But beside that letter I want you to write in the blank there in your outline, if you're taking notes, responsibility. Mary is taking personal responsibility for her life and her faith. When the angel approached Mary and said, you're going to be the earthly mother of the Messiah, Mary didn't look around and say, I wonder what everybody else will think about this. I wonder if this will be acceptable. I wonder if people will criticize me. I wonder, what other people will think. Mary said, without saying it, this isn't about anybody else. This is about me and my walk with the Lord and what He's calling me to do in my generation and in my life. This is about my faith, my destiny, and God's plan for my life. Mary is owning this. She's taking personal responsibility. The art of growing up, really and truly maturing, is about growing in responsibility. It's about taking responsibility for oneself. We begin our life as infants without any personal responsibility. Everything that we need is done for us. Right? We just lay there. Somebody feeds us and cleans us up and changes us and carries us wherever we need to go and dresses us or whatever. But as we progress through the stages of childhood, we begin to take more and more responsibility. We learn how to tie our own shoes. We learn how to clean our own rooms, hopefully. We turn in our own homework. We learn that responsibility has rewards, and the irresponsibility has other less desirable effects. In many ways, the difference between a child and an adult is our willingness to take personal responsibility for our own lives and our own actions. That's what Paul talks about in Galatians chapter 5. He's writing a group of Christians there, and he's talking about growing up. But also, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. This particular verse, Paul's writing in 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. We're going to get to Galatians later. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11, Paul says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, I gave up childish ways. There's no doubt Jesus calls us to have childlike faith. We are always called to approach our Father with that childlike, simple, trusting faith. But there's a difference between childlike faith and childish behavior. Right? We should always maintain that childlike faith, but as we grow up, we ought to take responsibility for our own lives in terms of our ethics and our morals and work and conducting ourselves and all of those things. And Mary is taking that kind of personal responsibility. When the angel said, highly favored are you, you're going to be the mother of the Son of God, Mary was able to embrace it because before this conversation happened, she'd already decided, I am the Lord's servant.